So the next approach is the midpoint approach. Basically, this another approach to construct the Bezier curve. So which is called as a midpoint. So in this approach, the Bezier curve can be constructed simply by taking the midpoint. Okay, means we can consider the midpoint of the given parameters. So in midpoint approach, the midpoint of the line which connecting the four control points. For example, we are having the four control points A, B, C, and D. So we determined A, B, B, C, and C, D when we have to find out the midpoint of the given set of parameter. So this midpoint are connected by the line segment and their midpoint ABC and BCD are determined. Again we can connect that with the help of this, and again we have to find out the midpoint for the both the line segment, which is called as A, BC and BCD. So we get the another one. So finally, these 2 points are connected by the line segment and its midpoint are determined. So we can again divide that line segment into the n number of parameter midpoint. We can find out. For example, we can take the example of A, B, C and D. This is your four control points. So we can connect A with the help of B connected with the C, and C connected with the help of D. We can find the midpoint AB. Again, we can find the midpoint of BC is BC, then CD. Again, we can connect with the help of two line segments. So again, we can divide that line into the two parts and we can find the midpoint is A, BC and BCD. So we can again connect that midpoint and find out the new point, which is ABCD. So we can construct the arc or curve with the help of this. This is your Bezier curve. So this is the actual execution of the Bezier curve or implementing the Bezier curve with the help of midpoint approach. So the point ABCD on the Bezier curve, which divides the original curve into the two sections, that makes the point A, AB, ABC and ABCD are controls point in the first section, and with the help of another section ABC, BCD, CD and D is the another control points for the second section. So by considering two sections representatively or separately, we can get the two more sections for each separate section. That is the original Bezier curve. We can divide into the four different curves here. So this is the case we can use the midpoint division or midpoint approach for constructing the Bezier curve. This process can be repeated by split the curve into the smaller section until we have consider the section. So we can replace that midpoint with the help of straight line segment to generate the curve, or even until the section are not bigger than the individual pixel. So this is the example of Bezier curve with the help of midpoint approach. So this is the algorithm for representing the midpoint approach for draw the Bezier curve. First one step is the get four control points from the end user called as A, B, C and D. every control point having their x coordinate and y coordinate. So A represents x of A, y of A. B having two coordinate is xb, yb. C having xc, yc, and D having xd, yd. After accepting that control points, we can divide the curve represented by the point A, B, C and D with the two sections. Okay, जे आपण ऑलरेडी बघितलं, we can find the midpoint. This is the mathematical terms. With the help of this we can find out the midpoint for every individual line segment. Next step is the repeat the step number 2 for the section A, AB, ABC and ABCD, and the section ABCD, ABC, AC and D to draw the next curve. So repeat the step 3 until we have the section so short they maybe we can replace that particular midpoint with the help of straight line segment. So the replace small section by the straight line and we can actually observe the curve on the given window. So this is the algorithm for midpoint approach for drawing the Bezier curve. So next concept is the
आवाज नाही येत मॅम.
Sorry for inconvenience. Now I'm audible.
Yes ma'am.
Okay. So we have seen that the particular curve generation by using the vertices means we can use the four control points or we can use the control points for determining the polygon is a independent or the which is the independent on some interpolation technique or some approximation method we can use here. So we can establish the relationship between the curve and polygon. So this scheme provides the choice of that basis function. So basis function is totally depend on the polynomial equation. So if we can consider the polygon having the four vertex, which results the cubic polynomial curve. Cubic polynomial curve. So the only way to reduce the degree of curve is to reduce the number of vertices, and with the help of we can increase the degree of curve is to increase the number of vertices. Okay, जर तुम्हाला कर्वची डिग्री जर रिड्यूस करायची असेल तर त्याचा टोटल नंबर ऑफ व्हर्टायसेसचा जो काउंट आहे तो काय केला जातो, रिड्यूस केला जातो. इफ यू वॉन्ट टू increase the degree of curve, then we can increase the number of vertices in the given curve. So the second limitation or limiting characteristics is true that the value of blending function is non-zero for all the parameters and the value over the entire curve. Okay, जे आपण blending function use केलं होतं to give the strength to pull the curve in the particular direction. So the value of the blending function we can use to pull the curve in the particular location or the particular side. Due to these changes in one vertex are changed the entire curve, and this limits the ability to produce the local changes with the particular curve. जर तुम्ही जे पण व्हर्टायसेस किंवा जे पण कंट्रोल पॉइंट्स घेता, जर त्या कंट्रोल पॉइंटचं लोकेशन चेंज झालं तर अल्टिमेटली तुमचं एंटायर कर्व काय होणार आहे, चेंज होणार आहे, बिकॉज दॅट सिंगल कंट्रोल पॉइंट कॅन कंट्रोल द पर्टिक्युलर कर्व. ओके, मग जर तुम्ही त्या पर्टिक्युलर व्हर्टेक्स जर चेंज केला म्हणजे ते कंट्रोल पॉइंट जर चेंज केले एक जरी कंट्रोल पॉइंट तर एंटायर कर्व काय होणार आहे तुमचा, चेंज होतो. दिस इज द लिमिटेशन ऑफ युअर बेझियर कर्व. So in this algorithm or in this method we can eliminate that disadvantages. So this is the another basic function which is called as a spline basic function, which contain the non-global value of the given. So this is the non-global because each vertex bi is associated with the unique basic function. So each vertex affects the shape of the curve only over the range of parameter value where it is associated with the function which is the non-zero. Okay, आता जसं तिथे आपण बघितलं बेझियर कर्व मध्ये, तर जो सिंगल पॉइंटचं लोकेशन जरी तुम्ही चेंज केलं किंवा सिंगल पॉइंट जरी चेंज केला तुमच्या सॅम्पल पॉइंट मधला, तर ओव्हरऑल तुमचं काय होत होतं, शेप काय होत होता, कर्वचा चेंज होत होता. बट इथे त्या केसमध्ये असं नाहीये. इथे आपण काय कन्सिडर करणार आहे, जो पण व्हर्टेक्स विच अफेक्ट्स द शेप ऑफ युअर करंट कर्व ओनली ओव्हर द रेंज ऑफ पॅरामीटर व्हॅल्यू वेअर वी कॅन असोसिएटेड विथ द दॅट फंक्शन. त्या फंक्शनशी जे असोसिएटेड व्हॅल्यू असतील तरच ते काय होणार आहे, तिथे चेंज होणार आहे, विच इज द non-zero. So basically this spline basic allow the order of the basic function and hence the degree of resulting curve is independent on the number of vertices. So त्याची degree number of vertices वरती dependent आहे का? Like in the Bezier curve? No. So it is totally a independent. So it is possible to change the degree of resulting curve without changing the value of or total count of vertices or the control points of the given polygon. So ह्या केस मध्ये डिग्री ही तुमच्या पर्टिक्युलर कंट्रोल पॉइंट्स वरती किंवा सॅम्पल पॉइंट्स वरती डिपेंड नाहीये. So we can change the degree of resulting curve without changing the value of your number of vertices. So if we consider P of u be the position vector, this is your position vector along with the curve as a function of the parameter u. So we can represent P of u is equal to summation of I is equal to 1 n plus 1 B of I n of I comma k of u. U is minimum which is less than equal to u and u is less than equal to u max. Here k is greater than equal to 2 and less than equal to n plus 1. So here the meaning of B or B represents the position vector of n plus 1. Position vector इथे B काय आहे तुमचा? Position vector of n plus 1 which defining the polygon vertices and n of ik are the normalized baseline function. Okay, this is your function, and for the ith normalized baseline function of a order k and basis function n ik of u are defined with the help of one of u 1 0 if xi less than equal to u xi plus 1. Otherwise घेईल and nk is equal to u minus xi normalized vector k minus u 1 of u divided by xi k minus 1 minus xi plus xi plus k minus u ni plus 1 comma k minus 1 of u divided by xi plus k minus xi plus 1. So this is the mathematical terms where we can represent the ith normalized basis function of order K and the basis function Ni K of U we can define. Here, the value of xi are the element of the knot vector which satisfy the relation which is xi is less than equal to xi plus 1 and the parameter u varies from u minimum to u maximum along with the curve p of u. So choice of the knot vector has a significant influence on the given basis function which is n of I k of u, and hence the resulting curve we can means the three types of knot vector is there. For example, uniform vector, open uniform, and non uniform vector. So basically in the uniform knot vector, the individual knot value are evenly spaced. For example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for the given order of k in uniform knot vector, which gives the periodic uniform basic function, for example, n of I ku is equal to n of n minus 1 k of u minus 1 is equal to n I plus 1 k of u plus 1. An open function knot vector has a multiplicity of the knot value at the end equal to the order of k of the given basic function. So the internal knot value are evenly spelled. For example, k is equal to 2 of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3. K is equal to 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. K is equal to 4. We can replace 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So we can generally, the open uniform knot vector is given by x is equal to 0, x of I is equal to I minus k, x of I is equal to n minus k plus 2. If we consider xi is equal to 0, the value of I is greater than 1 and less than k. When we consider xi is equal to I minus k, then the value of I is greater than equal to k plus 1 and less than equal to n plus 1. If we consider xi is equal to n minus k plus 2, then the value of I is greater than equal to n plus 2 and less than equal to n plus k plus 1. So the curve resulted by the use of open uniform basic function are nearly like the Bezier curve. In fact, when the number of defining polygon of the particular vertex is equal to the order of the spline basis and the open uniform knot vector is used. So basically, the spline basis reduce the resulting curve as a Bezier curve, but in that case, the particular single sample point cannot affect the appearance of the basic particular Bezier curve. So whenever we want to change the curve without changing the number of vertex or without affecting the number of vertex which is already given. So this is the concept of the spline Bezier curve. So this is the method to draw the Bezier curve. So consider one example here. Calculate 4 third order basic function which is n of n 3 of u I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 with the open uniform knot vector. That means we can use the open uniform knot vector equation here. So we have to calculate 4 basic function. Therefore, n is equal to 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. It is the order of 3. Therefore, k is equal to 3. From equation number this. या इक्वेशन वरून काय आलं तुमचं k is equal to 3. So x is equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 2. Order of 3, na? So we can represent here. So from the equation, from this equation number, we can use the basic function for the various parameter. Zero, u is greater than equal to 0 and less than 1. So n3 of 1 u is equal to 1. N2 of u is equal to 1 minus u. And n1 of 3 of u is equal to 1 minus u raised to 2. And n3 of 3 of u is equal to u raised to 2 divided by 2. So this is the mathematical terms. We can represent the value here.